Okay, and now if you ask me what am I doing now, I'm gonna say that I'm gonna upload the video on YouTube first. Make sure that I didn't, forget it. That I'm not forget it because sometimes I just get rid of those video and I just run off. And I don't really care about what is one. Where is 1 hours? Actually, this right. Because I just worry that I cannot catch up with this guy. So because of some stuff, so I have to be really serious about this. So what I mean is, have we go here? I'm not sure if I post that video or not. Oh, I did. So now I just delete this video. And for now, I'm gonna go to this video. So today is gonna be 14. So yeah, so it's gonna be 14. So it's 14. Okay, so where is it? Okay, so it's gonna go here. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go here. That's good. All right. It's pretty good. Then I'm gonna go here, publish, then close. Then I'm gonna go to the playlist. Make sure that I post everything. This one everything is right. Right, I did it. Okay, so 6 till 20. That's pretty good. And for this one, I'm gonna this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 17, 19, 20, 21. So I'm gonna go here. Self. Alright, so I'm done. Delete it. I'm pretty good for now. I feel like I'm pretty good. Actually, for now, I'm gonna have something on my playlist. Purpose unless the self by with a sec, no description, share a video or to collaborate, playlist setting, allow embedding a new video on top playlist. Don't necessarily I want to do that, but now I don't really need to do this. Actually, some stuff like that. Okay, so now I'm gonna have a little bit of time, so I'm gonna go to the mail to check my mail. Delete it. Okay, so now delete it. Delete it. Okay, now I'm checking the mail, but that's okay. Alright. Right, this one, I don't want to really care about that. Okay, I think I did it. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back to here. Go here, open this one. I did it right? No, I didn't. Alright, then here, wait a sec. Alright, so now I'm gonna go here, go here, go here, go here. Alright, so now I'm pretty good for now. Then I'm gonna go to this Google, hide it, turn it off, turn on caption. This one, make it smaller, do it like this. Okay, it's pretty good for now. Okay, so I have posted my previous video to the YouTube, which is about the speaking over the video. Like, I'm gonna open the video and I'm gonna speak the same speed of that video. So depending on what video it is, and the speed is maybe fast or slow. Okay, but in this 30 minutes speaking practice, I just want to talk with my normal. I just want to talk with my normal speed, which is slower than myself in the past. Okay, so now I'm done. So I think I'm gonna go to do this presentation. I have nothing to say about this, but I think that it is my friend. If you don't know why, I do this every single day. Every day I turn on this 30 minutes practice. 30 minutes practice. I just go to this presentation and then I do it over and over again. But anyway, let's do it. What is the Russian Revolution? The Russian Revolution of 1917 was one of the most explosive political events of the 20th century. The violent revolution marked the end of the Romanov dynasty and centuries of Russian imperial rule. During the Russian Revolution, the Bolsheviks, led by leftist revolutionary Vladimir Lenin, seized power and destroyed Vladimir Lenin seized power and destroyed the tradition of Tsarist rule. Vladimir Lenin, also called Vladimir Ilyich Lenin, he was born on April 22, 1870 in St. Petersburg, Russia, and died in January 21st in 1924 in Gorky. He was the father of a Russian Communist Party, Bolsheviks, inspired and leader of the Bolshevik Revolution in 1917, and the architect, builder, and the first head of the Soviet state till 1924. He was the founder of an organization known as Comintern, Communist International, and the posthumous source of Leninism, the doctrine codified and controlled with Karl Marx works by Lenin's successors to form Marxism-Leninism, which became the communist worldview. Joseph Stalin, real name Georgian Iosif Dzhugashvili, was born on December 1828 in Gori, Georgia, Russian Empire, and died in March 5, 1953 in Moscow, Russia, USSR. He was the Secretary General of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union from 1922 to 1953 and Premier of the Soviet state from 1941 to 1933. His dictatorship ruled the Soviet Union for a quarter of a century and transformed it into a major world power. Leon Trotsky, Lviv Davidovich Brodsky, better known as Leon Trotsky, was born November 7, 1879 and died on August 21st, 1940. Leon Trotsky was a Russian revolutionary political terrorist, politician, ideologically a communist. He developed a variant of Marxism known as Trotskyism. Trotsky joined the Bolshevik Party a few weeks before the October Revolution and became one of the leaders of the party. Once in government, Trotsky initially held the post of the Commissioner for Foreign Affairs and was involved in the Brest-Litovsk negotiations with Germany as Russia pulled out of World War One. Trotsky was more prominent from March 1918 to January 1925 as the leader of the Red Army in the post of Commissioner for Military and Naval Affairs. Trotsky was a vital leading figure in the victory of the Russian Civil War. He was one of the 7 members of the first Politburo. After the rise of Joseph Stalin, Trotsky was removed from his positions and eventually expelled from the Soviet Union in February 1929. He spent the rest of his life in exile and was assassinated in Mexico City by a Soviet NKVD agent. The Kordynka tragedy on May 30th, 1896. A stampede in Moscow occurs during festivities following Nicholas II's coronation, as crowds worried that the supplies of free souvenirs would run out, rushed to the stores to get them. This resulted in the deaths of over 1,300 people. 1905 Revolution and Bloody Sunday. On January 22, 1905, known as Bloody Sunday, troops and police opened fire on a peaceful demonstration outside the Winter Palace and elsewhere in St. Petersburg, killing and injuring around 1,000 people. The rebel blames Nicholas II. On October 30th, 1905, Tsar Nicholas II issues the October Manifesto, promising civil liberties such as freedom of speech and an elected parliament. As a result, restrictions are implemented on the absolute power of the Russian monarch. And a de facto constitution, the Fundamental Laws of 1906, is issued. February Revolution. A series of public protests begin in Petrograd, which lasts for 8 days and eventually result in abolition of the monarchy in Russia. The total number of killed and injured in clashes with the police and government troops in Petrograd is estimated around 1,300 people. On March 8, 1917, on International Women's Day, demonstrators and striking workers, many of Puma women, take to the streets to protest food shortages and the war. 2 days later, the strikes spread across Petrograd. On March 15, 1917, the Tsar Nicholas II abdicates and removes his son from the succession. The following day, Nicholas' brother Mikhail announces his refusal to accept the throne. A provisional government is formed to replace the Tsarist government, with Prince Lvov becoming the leader. On July 1st, 1917, Russian Minister of War Alexander Kerensky launches an offensive against Austria and Hungary forces in Galicia. Although the Russian effort is initially successful, the soldiers soon refuse to leave the trenches and fight due to the low morale caused by the revolution. Soldiers' committee debate orders and encourage soldiers to disobey officers. Many soldiers return home to take part in redistribution of land. The offensive collapsed 4 days later, and Russian troops must respond to the Austrians and Germans' counter-offensive. On July 16 to 20, the July days, a series of spontaneous armed anti spontaneous armed anti-government demonstrations of industrial workers and soldiers begin in Petrograd. Lvov resigns as the leader of the provisional government, with Alexander Kerensky taking over and crushing the demonstrations. In the same month, the death penalty is reintroduced, and women are granted the right to vote and hold office. Kerensky issues the arrest of Lenin, who goes into hiding. The printing office of the Bolshevik newspaper Pravda, the headquarters of the Bolshevik Central Committee, are raided, with many Bolshevik leaders arrested. The appalling uprising results in Soviets losing their control over the provisional government, signifying the end of the dual power situation. It is seen by many as the point of no return for the peaceful development of the revolution. The Kornilov Affair. On September 9, 1917, a failed coup by General Kornilov, commander of the Russian army, takes place when he orders troops towards Petrograd to counter the threat of the Bolshevik. Prime Minister Kerensky presents Kornilov's actions as an attempted right-wing coup. While the affair is short-lived, it secures power for the Bolsheviks among Petrograd's working classes, workers and soldiers, and crushes actions as an attempted right-wing coup. While the affair is short-lived, it secures power for the Bolsheviks among Petrograd's working classes, workers and soldiers, and crushes the credibility of a coalition provisional government between socialists and liberals due to the cadets, constitutional democrats, and even Kerensky himself being implicated in the affair. October Revolutionary and the Brest-Litovsk Treaty. The Bolsheviks seized control of Petrograd on November 7, 1917. The Bolsheviks take control of the Winter Palace, the last remaining holdout of the provisional government, on November 8, 1917. The decrees on land proclaiming abolition of private property and the redistribution of the land amongst the peasantry, and peace proposing an immediate withdrawal of Russians from the First World War, are issued by the new Bolshevik government. Subsequent workers' decrees outline measures for an 8-hour working day, minimum wage, and the running of factories. The death penalty is abolished once again on November 8, 1917. On March 3, 1918, Russia ends its participation in the First World War. Bolshevik Russia loses one-third of the old empire's population, one-third of its railway network, half its industry, 3/4 of its supplies of iron ore, 9/10 of its coal resources, and much of its food supplies. So after I show so after I show the audience the audience to listen to my speech, to my presentation. So I have to have this one, which is the multimedia piece, to get them a better idea of what is happening in the Russian Revolution. So this video is gonna be, the evidence. No, it's not the, yeah, multimedia piece. For them to see it, to them to have a better idea of what's happening, of what was happening at that time. Okay, so now I'm gonna say that because this video is really small, so I'm gonna make it bigger for you to see it. Okay, so after I showed him the video, I want to go to the last slide, which is about the citation. This citation. I did I did try really hard for to pronounce the word citation, but this cannot work for this Google Meet. Okay, so anyway, I'm done with the presentation. Just turn it off. Alright, I think that I feel pretty good. Actually, for now. Okay. I feel pretty good, pretty awesome. For now. Okay, so what should I do right now? If you ask me that question, I think I'm not gonna, do the paper presentation about the climate change because I have another stuff to do. I can use. I will walk by a sec. Let me drink some water. Let me drink some water. Okay, so I think I'm gonna spend. Okay, so I think that I'm gonna spend my time on. I think that I'm gonna spend my time on speaking, but I don't know what to do for now. Like about the paper, I think that I can still do it, but it's really bored if I do that. Okay, I think I should find some other fun stuff to do. Oh yeah, reading the books. That's pretty good. Alright, so it's going to be 7 minutes left, so I'm gonna reach this Animal Farm until it ends with the 30 minutes. Alright, so start it. Mr. Jones of Manor Farm had locked the hen houses for the night, but was too drunk to remember to shoot the pop horns. Pop horns. Pop holes. Pop. Pop holes. With the string of light from his lantern dancing from side to side, he lurched across the yard, kicked off his boots at the back door, threw himself a last glass, a last glass, a, a last glass, 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 glasses, glasses, glass of beer from the barrel in this scullery and made his way up to bed, where Mrs. Jones was already snoring. As soon as the light in the bedroom went down, there was a stirring and a fluttering all through the farm buildings. Work had gone through during the day that old Major, the bright middle white bar, had had a strange dream on the previous night and wished to communicate it to the other animals. It had been agreed that they should all meet in the big barn as soon as Mr. Jones was safely out of the way. So he was always called to the name under which he had been ex, ex, exhibited was Willingdon Beauty, was so highly regarded on the farm that everyone was quite too ready to lose an hour's sleep in order to hear what he had to say. At one end of the big barn, on a sort of raised platform, Mitchell was already ensconced on his bed of straw under the lantern which hung from the beam. He was 12 years old and had lately grown rather stout, but he was still a majestic-looking pig, with a wise and benevolent appearance in spite of the fact that his throat had never been cut. Before long, the other animals began to arrive and make themselves comfortable after their different fashions. First came the three dogs, Bluebell, Jessie, and Pincher, and then the pigs, who settled down in the straw immediately in front of the platform. The hens perched themselves on the window sills. The pigeons fluttered up to the rafters. The sheep and cows lay down behind the pigs and began to chew the cud. The two cart horses, Parser and Clover, came in together, walking very slowly and sitting down their vast hairy hoofs with great care lest there would be some small animal concealed in the straw. Clover was a stout, motherly mare approaching middle life, who has never quite got her figure back after her fourth fall. Parcels was an enormous breast, nearly 18 hands high and as strong as any two ordinary horses put together. A white strip down his nose gave him a somewhat stupid appearance, and in fact he was not of first-rate intelligence, but he was universally respected for his steadiness of character and tremendous powers of work. After the horses came Muriel, the white goat, and Benjamin the donkey. Benjamin was the oldest animal on the farm and worst tempered. He seldom talked, and when he did, it was usually make some cynical remark. For instance, he would say that God had given him a tail to keep the flies off, but he would sooner have had no tail and no flies. Along among the animals on the farm, he never laughed. If asked why, he would say that he saw nothing to laugh at. Nevertheless, without openly admitting it, he was devoted to Boxer. The two of them usually spent their Sundays together in a small paddock beyond the orchard, grazing side by side and never speaking. The two horses had just lain down when a brood of ducklings, which has lost their mother, flies into the barn, chirping feebly and wandering from side to side to find some place where they would not be trodden on. Clover made a sort of whirl, crowding with her great foreleg, and the ducklings nestled down inside it and promptly fell asleep. At the last moment, Molly, the fullest pretty white mare who drew Mr. John Sharp, uh, Cam residing deity in chewing articulum of sugar, he took a place near the font and began flirting, flirting a white man, hoping to draw attention to the red ribbons it was painted with. Last of all came the cat, who looked around as usual to the warmest place, and finally squeezed herself in between Portia and Clover. There she purred contentedly throughout Major's speech, without listening to a word of what we were saying. Alright, so I think that this is the end for my video today. It is 30 minutes. It is 30 minutes now, and I'm done with the presentation. Actually, I'm gonna spend the rest of my time after doing the presentation to read the books, whatever the book it is. So just take it, read it, and then until the end of the lesson, until it reaches 30 minutes, and then I'm done. Okay, so that's the end of for today. So bye guys, and bye myself in the future. If you can look back to this video in the past, I hope you can have a better idea, a better power for you to push you to go and get and achieve your goals. Okay, done.